Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Chemically Bonded, part number... Oh my gosh, I don't even know. We're on the third row of save slots. What is that? So 12, 13? We're on 14, that means. That's pretty epic. So, right now, what's going on? Kyoko got locked out of the science lab because she melted acid through the floor. Yeah, that really happened. I'm not making that up. Anyway, she's like, hey, we can't do club activities, but we can still hang out together. And I was like, epic, let's do that. And I just drank all of her orange juice that I helped her buy? Yeah, helped her buy. That's pretty much where we're at right now. And then Markap said, why did you form the club? And that's where we're going to begin today. Volume up. Epic. Let's go.
Haven't you already asked us?
I'm not sure, but even so, I'd like to hear it. This is weird with no music. Focusing back towards me, Kyoko's eyes hold a faint look of reminiscence as she breathes softly amidst the lingering silence. Her nervousness all too apparent as she looks deep within my eyes before turning her own way once again.
Well, I've always wanted to focus on academics. I want to go to university. But I want to share that passion with people too. That's why I'm glad someone finally joined. I'm glad you're here.
Looking back at me with a smile, a trace of crimson still mask Kyoko's cheeks as she resumes fidgeting with her fingers. It's a cute smile, one which I can cherish. It's a smile of sincerity. Well, I'm glad that you feel that way. Seeing her like this, it's not as if I can hold my composure either. I'm not that good at science. I don't really know much, but I'm happy to be a part of the club.
Really? That makes me happy.
Alright, Drake Bell. Laying loose another smile filled with warmth, Kyoko pirouettes around, her hair swiftly gliding through the air as she returns her gaze back to me. This time, her embarrassed and sheepish expression is nowhere to be seen as she looks on with a friendly grin. That nervousness, once radiating from within her, replaced with a newfound confidence.
Well, there's not really much we can do. We should probably head home.
I wouldn't mind spending more time with you, but you're right. Responding to her own set of smiles with one of my own, Kyoko peers back with a look of resolve deep within her eyes. Our time together, despite now coming to an end, has only just started in the long run. I can't feel myself giving up on this feeling. Coming to know Kyoko as a genuine person, dispelling the rumors and ideas I'd once had about her, I can truly appreciate her as a friend. The dreams she once held and once shared with Naomi, now being passed on to me as we continue our routine at the club. Walking down the corridor in unison, engrossed in the surrounding silence, all I can do is mull over the time we've spent together, the time I've spent with them both. For them to overcome their feelings and right the wrongs of the past, it'll surely take a lot. Yet, I don't see a future where they can put their differences behind them. I don't want them to have any regrets as our short time left at this school continues to dwindle. I want them to be happy. Transition time? Epic. There are plenty of things I don't know, plenty of things I want to, ... says Kyoko. Well, epic. Looks like we're back in the room. Sunlight makes an appearance, perhaps? Oh, I'm like some sort of clairvoyant. Who knew, like, that they were going to mention sunlight? Crazy. Captivated by the dust floating in the sunlight along the windowsill, I stare blankly towards the scene outside as the spring leaves flutter on the trees outside. the singing of birds in the distance bringing a subtle melody into this otherwise silent room. With such a taste of tranquility right at my doorstep, it'd be wrong not to delve in thought with such a benign opportunity to do so now present. It's the same old story that's been weaved into my life the past week. The story of two girls lives in turmoil as their hearts both bleed with regret over past mistakes and misunderstandings. All I can do is question my own position in this story, having constantly been looking in as a bystander. What am I to gain out of this situation? A newfound friendship with two of the school's most famous girls. Forgive my retardation. It's hard to know whether that's what I really wanted. Having been given an outlet to pursue some kind of aspiration, I can't help but feel Occam's razor itself shave away at my own situation as I Christian ponder my own reasoning. I'm with them because I like them. It's that simple. Knowing this, the desire to continue my friendship with both is unquenchable as I stare back at my own reflection in the window as the sun continues to set. Maybe this is what I'd been looking for all along. Mulling over the time I've spent with them, the thought of getting to know these girls' true selves over such a brief span of time is a bewildering one. Having thought of Kyoko as a meek, shy girl engrossed in learning, to only have it shattered by her energetic personality was shocking in itself. Now, here I am, coming to know Naomi as something similar beneath her brash outward personality. What's true, however, is that both these girls are still connected by their bonds, their chemical bonds. Cue the intro. Both still cherish them. Naomi herself being the first to confess to the pain and the regret surrounding what had really happened between the two. Seeing her sorrowed face made me realize what it is I really wanted to do all this time. I wanted to help her. I wanted to make her happy. Having gone such lengths to skip class and prepare lunch for me, it really makes me see her in a new light. My heart itself choked by newfound feelings held back by the bondage of my own restraints. To think such a girl could have wanted to hurt Kyoko is impossible, which is why seeing her resolve to approach her once again is not only breathtaking, but captivating. As my thoughts continue to well in my mind, the rigid wood of the chair meets my back as I stretch the stiffness out of my muscles. The evening light continues to seep through the windows before me, lighting up my personal sanctuary dimly as I once again stare towards nature's canvas beyond me. With the sounds of nature resonating from outside, the state of tranquility is soon disrupted with chimes from my pockets as my phone shakes about inside. That was a long-ass monologue, and my voice is dry now. Man, if they could... I understand it's important for the story and, progression and all of that, but man, if they could just like half the monologuing, this game would go from like a 9 to a 10 real quick. Maybe an 8 to a 9. I don't know. I haven't given it my final rating yet. We'll see. Let's go on with the show. I guess answering it will give me something to do. Ooh, an unknown caller? This is epic. Staring at the screen as the phone continues to ring, the absence of any recognizable name is more than enough to pique my wavering interest. Alright. I'm gonna say it's either Sai or Ken. Sai or Ken. Those are my two guesses. I'm gonna say it's not one of the girls because maybe it could be. Maybe one of them is like calling on, remember Star 67? Anyone remember that? Or was it Star 69? I don't know. Anyway, you can get your number to show up as unknown. Sai or Ken is my guess. Besides Naomi and Kyoko, I can't imagine anyone else who'd call me at this hour. One swift tap on the screen is all that it'll take to find out. Hello?
Hello, is this the Pizza Palace?
Aw, it's a mentally ill child. Pizza Palace? What kind of name is that?
Wait, is this who I think it is?
Chitose from class?
Ah, I didn't know you worked at Pizza Palace.
I don't. You're on my cell. Frankly, I'd argue the term cell phone is becoming dated, yet right now I can hardly consider it a major concern. On the other end of the line is one of my classmates who I fondly recall calling me a loser.
I must have typed it in wrong.
Retard.
Anyway, I haven't got time for this. Have fun with Kyoko.
What the fuck did we ever do to Chitose? Wait. Chitose remains on the line, now permeating with a brief moment of silence. What's your problem with her? Ever since her scathing attacks against me, I couldn't help but think about Kyoko's own relationship with our classmates. Having seen the extent of which the rumors surrounding her have gone, it's something I can't stop myself from asking.
Don't have one. It's just... You've heard the rumors, right? How could someone like her show up the rest of the team by cheating? Someone like her doesn't deserve to be by
Now, Naomi, I can't consider that surprising. Given her popularity, it's not unreasonable that such speculation surrounding their relationship has ignited the flames of gossip ever since that race. If people truly think Kyoko cheated, Naomi's diehard fans surely have something to say about it. Chitose must be one of them.
It's nothing. Just... I'll see you in class tomorrow. Probably.
Falling into silence once again, our calls end with nothing but confusion lingering within the depths of my mind. Wait. Quick question. Is our number like one number different from Pizza Palace? Or is Chitose like just super duper retarded and she just is like, I'm just going to type in random numbers? Like, how does this happen? Okay, anyway, plot aside, let's go on. It's strange to think how much influence two fairly ordinary girls have over the rest of the students in the high school. Chitose probably likes Naomi. Many people do. It's a feeling I can understand. Regardless, as the evening sky continues to fade into darkness, exhaustion itself catches up with me as I once again crack my joints and stretch. With a new day ahead, anticipation for the future swells in my heart as the rhythmic path of my life continues in some undefined direction. No matter what lies before me, there's no doubt in my mind that it'll be interesting. Maybe I can convince Naomi to make me lunch again. That would be epic. A little water break time. I don't want to say this out loud, but Chitose is a bit of a flapper, if you ask me. Looks like it's Wednesday at 16:46, which is like, was it like 4 o'clock, right? With the end of day bell chiming methodically once more, a familiar sound breaking apart the silence of the room. Our day is brought to an official end with a few departing words from the teacher.
I want you all to have finished this by next week.
Did we change his voice? Yeah, let's bring him back to number 2. I think last time we did that, it must have switched back. Let's hear that again. Oh shit. Oh no, I did it right.
I want you all to have finished this by next week.
Oh yeah, we're keeping it this one.
A procrastinating populace damages the country, you know?
In retrospect, I should probably submit a formal apology to the local prefectural office for all the harm I've caused. I don't get that. And I'm not going back to read it. Finishing his sentence, with his own sigh of relief, the class burst out into chorus as conversations and gossip re-emerge out from the hearts of my classmates. Words and thoughts inhibited by the school routine now out in the wild once more. As the afternoon light seeps through the glass windows of the room, I can't help but think how predictable the scenario really is. Ending my day with the warmth of the sun caressing my cheeks as I ponder how to approach the small brunette bundle of energy sitting at the front of the room. The girl known as Kyoko Ishikawa.
Hey, what are you doing tonight?
There's a new show on. I really want to watch it.
You sure? You know we have midterms soon, right?
What's the point? We all know who's going to top them.
Listening to the passing gossip as I make my way towards Kyoko's chair, I can't help but agree with the voices passing through the cluttered sounds of the room. Yet I can't help but feel she'd be disappointed if I didn't put some effort in either.
Hey, what are you doing tonight?
I don't know. Why do you care?
But you're supposed to study.
Or at least something like that. As people before me weave out and around desk towards the door, I find myself skirting through my classmates to finally approach Kyoko's desk. At the end of the day, it's another trip to the science club. Despite things starting to come to a close, a sinking feeling tugs at the bottom of my heart, dragging it further down into a sea of thought I can't escape from. Until Naomi decides to approach Kyoko, all I can do is ride this wave of tranquility and enjoy my time with her without involving myself in their relationship. You excited for the club?
What?
Turning her head sharply to face me, a jolt of surprise rushes through Kyoko as she shakes back in her seat, eyes widened with fright. What's wrong?
Nothing. I was just about to ask you that. That's all.
You didn't even know I was here?
Before I turned around, you could have been. It's a quantum superposition.
A what?
You're either behind me or not until I check.
Once again, a communications barrier between me and little Miss Einstein. Regardless, as she stands before me complacently with her rosy cheeks puffed out in a pout, I can know for sure that she's proud of herself.
You're excited though, right?
Yeah, sure.
Great, let's go.
Stepping out from her desk, Kyoko looks towards me with a grin plastered on her cute face, and an adorable sight of friendship lighting up the room. At least, metaphorically. Given the time we've spent together, I can't help but cherish the sight of her smile. A contrast to the woes she's been carrying all too long. I can only pray that things go well with Naomi. As she bats her hair behind her back, stroking it gently as it frays out beautifully, like a chocolate fountain, she lifts her head up, peering briefly towards me before breaking contact once again. Taking a step forward, Kyoko joins me at my side as we venture out together into a crowded corridor.
Finally, we get to go home. I hate economics.
What happened to your basketball training?
That? Oh, right. Well, skipping a day can't hurt, can it?
Yeah, I'm not trying to judge, but Chitose is probably top or bottom 10 people on planet Earth. She's definitely down there in that position, man. Like, I am a part of the anti-Chitose fan club. It's ridiculous, man. Listening to the intermittent chatter as I weave through the crowds with Kyoko, my mind returns to a state of thought as the girl to my side remains in her own silent trance. A girl captivated by the mysteries of the world, prodding them with her inquisitively, oh man. Okay, one more time, I got this. A girl captivated by the mysteries of the world, prodding them with her inquisitivity, looking out for results. Nice. I did it. For a scientist, she certainly prioritizes fun over actual knowledge. I'm not sure what she gets out of doing our experiments, besides the thrill of possibly burning the school down. Such a thought makes me ponder where her profound energy was directed before she joined the club, before she was kicked off the track team, when she was with Naomi instead of me. The thought of her dark hair rustling from the speed of her sprinting down the track, adorned in traditional bloomers and shirt. Oh, dude, I just need a girl in traditional bloomers right now. Oh my gosh, I need it so bad. I'm gonna coom. She doesn't seem like a spats type of girl. What is that? I don't know what that is. Yet, as much as she seems to want to cherish the time she spent with Naomi, taking the final steps to bring them together is no longer in my hands. Catching glimpses of Kyoko's cheerful expressions reflected from the glass pane skirted down the corridor, a calm feeling washes over me, a sense of solidarity. Despite the troubles in her school life, she skips cheerfully down the corridor with a smile adorned on her cute face. No real care in the world. Inside she hurts, yet somehow content with the life she's living, happy she can rummage through her heart to find some kind of fun in her daily life. Arriving at the labs, Kyoko turns towards me, her brunette lock of hair gliding through the air as she now faces me. Happiness coating her face, her lips curled up into a smile as a rosy bloom caresses her cheeks. It's this image which has kept me here.
We're here.
I know that. Do you need a hand setting up stuff today? With time itself continuing to pass, I have to at least engage myself in the club activities at some point.
Yeah, I'd really like that. We need the Bunsen burners and the measuring cylinders. I'll get the beakers.
Haphazardly lifting her lab coat from a nearby chair and squeezing into it, Kyoko makes her way to a set of drawers at the far end of the room, squatting down to find the beakers. Despite it being a sight, I can't ignore the task handed down to me. Gripping the slender handles of a nearby cupboard, I scout out the rest of the equipment as Kyoko hums diligently in the background. Living life like this, it's not at all bad.
Could you get some universal indicator? I'll handle the more serious stuff.
Given her track record, ruining her clothes and blasting the room with a blitz of smoke, you'd think I'd be the one trusted with the hazardous stuff. Yet, as clumsy as she is, Kyoko's intellect far outmatches my own. I can't even tell the difference between a compound and a molecule. Sure. As time washes over us, I continue onwards watching Kyoko frantically scurry around the room as she continues setting up a makeshift experiment. Each time we come here, things continue to get more and more complex as she maintains the same upbeat smile on her face. Lips curled up in joy as they glisten in the ever-sinking sun as afternoon turns to evening.
I think I need a break. I'm thirsty.
What about the experiment?
I can do that later. I really want some juice.
What happened to that drink for intellectuals you had before?
The school doesn't sell them. And I drink the rest.
You sure that's good for you?
Of course. But juice is even better. You want some?
I'm okay, thanks.
But we could share some.
Oh dude, she wants that indirect kiss. Oh my gosh. I'll think about it. Looking towards me with a smile, Kyoko walks back towards the door as she unsheaths herself from her lab coat. Regardless of her wearing it, I can't help but find her cute, her behavior channeling her inner well of eccentricity as she burst out each sentence joyfully. From the outside, nobody would think she'd be carrying so much pain. Finishing off by running her fingers through her hair, Kyoko gestures towards me, towards the door as we make our way into the corridor once again. a duo on a journey to quench our thirst. But it's not as if I'm particularly thirsty, except for Naomi. Yet as Kyoko sways her arms by her side as we stroll down the now empty halls, I can't help but appreciate that this reality has become routine. Pushing the doors to the cafeteria open, the two of us walk inside, greeted by a state of silence as the room remains as empty as the corridors. I guess at this time of day, what with people either in clubs or at home, we can actually cherish each other's company. A little bit more than usual.
Do you want a juice? I'll buy you one.
Once again, peering towards me with a beam, Kyoko's cheeks remain mildly flustered as she anticipates my response. Her faint breathing still noticeable amidst the silence, her mouth ajar as she tries to capture herself within our awkward state. I'm okay. If I'm thirsty, I'll just have a sip of yours.
That's good with me. But you're my friend. I want to buy you one. You've stuck with me. You haven't quit the club. That's more than I can ask for.
Eyes now facing the floor with a saddened expression still visible on her delicate face, I can't help but feel bad for not accepting her offer. She clearly wants to make something up to me, despite not owing me a cent. If you insist, I'll have a soda.
Not an orange juice? That's my favorite.
I'm not a kid.
High school students can enjoy juice too.
With a pout, Kyoko lifts her arms to her chest in rejection of my stance, eyes fixed towards my own with some kind of emotional dissonance as she continues to breathe heavily in anger. Maybe you can. You're pretty childlike after all.
I'm not. I'm a mature woman.
Moving my eyes down slowly, I can't really think of any part of her that could be called mature. Oh, showing her back to me with mock detest, Kyoko approaches the vending machine almost timidly as she looks around for our drinks.
There it is!
Slapping the button with enthusiasm, a small can is quickly grabbed by the machine and falls down into the slot below, shortly followed by another. The prior disconnect on her face now gone as she turns back towards me with a grin, extending out my soda in fervorous flash. Maybe an A fervorous flash?
Here.
Thanks. Turning her side towards me, Kyoko looks away sheepishly as she opens the seal to her juice, placing her lips against the rim as she gently takes sip after sip. As we idle at the side of the hall, it doesn't take long for both of us to finish our drinks as the sun ever looms through the windows, marking a makeshift signal that time has probably passed a little too much, yet I don't see either of us having a problem with that. Engrossed in our own company, the two of us walk leisurely towards the doors, prolonging our time together as the club comes to an end. The experiment we were supposed to have done now at the back of our minds. The single clank of my can hitting the bottom of the trash bin being the only sound calling out as the two of us bask in each other's company. While we don't recycle, no dignity. No words needed as we happily make our way back down the corridor. Drink time. You've stuck with me. You haven't quit the club. ... says Kyoko. This is quite an awkward silence. Be a shame if someone kissed me. Oh, my markap viewers are trying to kiss me? This is so sudden. Slicing through the rays of sunlight, warmth greets my skin with evening now settling in. Kyoko and I, side by side, making our way back to the labs to finish our day off. A state of silence, bar the typical idle sounds throughout the school, remains unbroken as we continue our approach towards the club. our footsteps maintaining steady percussion without any particular melody to support. No real direction, but not being lost either. Taking one last look to my side, a very familiar smile stays upon Kyoko's face. Her cheeks, rosy in the setting sun, lights flickering in her chestnut eyes as she looks on without any real direction of her own. I'd hardly asked about her ambition, her dream, still, without paying much attention to my own. The thoughts of the future now faded as a new routine bloomed within the present. A blossom of activity flowering in my day-to-day life. That, in itself, is acceptable for now.
Did you have fun today?
But all we did was get drinks. We didn't do that experiment.
Did you have fun today?
In a way, spending time with her is still fun. Yeah, I did.
Good.
Joyfully skipping along, Kyoko lags behind as I approach the door to the lab. The door left slightly ajar lets out the light from inside as the sounds of footsteps stops behind me. You left it open, right? Oh, who's gonna be in there? Is it gonna be Naomi? I bet it is.
What? No. Why would I do that?
Dude, it's gotta be her. I don't know, just in case anyone showed up wanting to join. Taking a step forward, Kyoko remains behind me as I look through the thin gap into the room. In all honesty, I wouldn't be surprised if it were a teacher inside, yet the sight that greets my eyes certainly is a surprise. Aw, dude. She looks so cute in her uniform. Gosh darn it. This would be a great place to stop. Oh man, I'm not gonna do it. I gotta keep going, man. A flowing lock of auburn hair, a pure white shirt, and a skirt slightly ruffled by the breeze from an open window. A slight glint of sweat against her skin as she idles at a nearby desk, arms crossed, characteristically as her eyes face down towards the floor. Naomi. Taking no heed of my presence, she continues to aimlessly look around the lab as she stands complacently, waiting for presumably our return. She must have known we'd left. A glum look coats her face as she turns away to peer towards another part of the room, a visible look of nervousness as her faint shaking ruffles the cuffs of her shirt.
Is anyone there?
I'm not sure. Keeping my voice low, Kyoko works her way around behind me, the sight of Naomi still obscured by my back. The presence of Naomi is a clear indication that she wants to settle things now, to overcome the issues in the past and rebuild the bonds between them. Yet somehow, having been involved in this too, a mutual feeling of nervousness works its way through my body.
Let's go inside. If anyone's there, we can greet them.
Dude, I said I was gonna keep going, but I kind of wanna leave this for next episode, man, because that'll just be a big, fat, juicy episode. Yeah, I gotta do it, man. All right, that's it. That's the end of the episode. Just hold on to your cockies because we are going in next episode. It's gonna be a good one. There's gonna be some drama, some love triangles, some love rhombuses, all of that for free on the markap channel. Wait. It's not free. It's going to cost you, but it's only going to cost you 4 things. A like on this video, a comment on this video, a subscription on this channel. And as always, help me find a girlfriend, and bye-bye.